Disturbing space theories explained. Now look, guys, who knows what's out there in space? There's mad stuff out there, bro. And yeah, man, let's hear the most disturbing theories, bro.
Great attraction. As you're watching this video, you and everything you have ever known are being pulled through space at 600 kilometers per second towards something we cannot see. The Earth, the sun, every star in the night sky are all moving in the same direction, and nobody fully knows why. Astronomers first noticed it in the 1970s. Thousands of galaxy clusters all drifting the same way, not randomly and not gradually. Something so massive that entire galaxy clusters are falling toward it like leaves being dragged into a storm drain. They called it the Great Attractor. But here is the unsettling part. We genuinely cannot see what it is. The Great Attractor sits directly behind the densest part of the Milky Way called—
Oh, so it's like a real thing. But no, this is not happening, bro. How do they know? Oh man, space is really interesting, bro, because how do they know this is happening?
Called the zone of avoidance. We know something is there because we can measure its gravitational pull on everything around us. Some scientists believe it could be an enormous supercluster of galaxies.
Oh, so we're just okay. So right, to our knowledge right now, they're saying we're getting pulled into nothing. And if that's the case, it's not that disturbing. I mean, bro, like we're already spinning every day. Like it wouldn't be that odd, you know what I'm saying? But let me.
It's far more massive than anything we have ever mapped. Others think it might be something else entirely. And after decades of study and thousands of observations, we still do not have a definitive answer. But everything you just heard relies on one assumption, that everything around us is real. But what if it wasn't?
Good segue. You about to talk about nothing in space is real? Good segue.
The simulation theory.
Okay.
In 2003,
that first theory is not that disturbing, to be honest, because I feel like that's actually possible. But he said not slowly or gradually. It had to be gradually because we're not dragged in yet. So like we're gradually going towards, like the whole galaxy is gradually going towards something and then mesh and then blow up. That's not that bad of a shout, but I can see that happening. I don't know about y'all though.
Philosopher named Nick Bostrom asked a question that no one has been able to answer since. If a civilization survives long enough, it will eventually build computers powerful enough to simulate entire conscious beings. Those beings would have no way of knowing they were simulated. They would build their own societies, develop their own science, and eventually run their own simulations. Simulations within simulations, stacking potentially without limit. If that is possible even once, then the number of simulated realities would vastly outnumber—
Nah, this is a dumb theory. Are we serious? Like we're all living in a simulation thing to me? I don't know. It just seems so irrealistic, bro.
What this got to do with space?
Exactly, bro. That's not like that's not even a space theory unless he's getting to that point. Let me keep listening.
The one original base reality, which means if you picked a conscious being at random from all of existence, the overwhelming probability is that they would be inside a simulation. But here's the worst part. It's impossible to prove we are even in one. You cannot step outside to check. You cannot find the edges. You cannot access the source code. There is no experiment.
So you think there's computers and source code that are like just things around us right now? Do I look fake to you? I'm the realest nigga alive, bro. Facts. Bro, look, do I look fake? No way, look at me. Look. I'm real. Or am I real? What if I'm fake? Who knows? You'll never know. Because this could all be a simulation. We're all living in a simulation. This is a simulation. You're in a simulation. You're not watching a real dude. You're watching an
So
AI.
what my erection is either 0 or 1 according to this.
Okay.
That can prove you are real. Think about the Great Attractor. That could be a supercluster of galaxies. Or it could be a rendering boundary. And if someone did design our universe, who knows what else is lurking out there in the simulation? The dark forest.
Actually, that's not even too bad of a theory. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, you gotta think about it from an outside perspective. Like there could be the whole idea of our galaxy could be a simulation. And there's another being out there who made something smart. I don't know. Anyway, next, the dark forest. This don't look like nothing good. I don't know how this could relate to space, but this looks like nothing good. Okay, let's hear it, man.
In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi sat down for lunch with colleagues and asked a question that has haunted scientists ever since. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. It contains hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with hundreds of billions of stars. Intelligent life should be everywhere. But when we look out into space, there is nothing.
Okay, that is a good point. Because there's no way Earth is the only, there's only life on Earth. There's no way. I see. Okay.
Absolute absolute silence everywhere. Most explanations try to be reassuring. Maybe life is rare, maybe civilizations destroy themselves, or maybe we are just too far away. But there is one explanation that is not reassuring at all. Think of the universe as a dark forest at night. Every civilization is a hunter moving silently through the trees. The forest is so vast that no hunter can ever know whether another is friendly or hostile, and any civilization that reveals its position is gambling everything, because a more advanced species would not take the risk of waiting to find out whether you are peaceful. The safest move is to eliminate you immediately.
It's like war. It's like this one war. I think his name was Enoda. I think hold on, let me fact check. Hold on. I got good yaps.
The result is a universe.
Good yaps. Connect this, all right? What it's basically saying right now in the video, I'm about to give you an example that's gonna actually show my intelligence from what I know, right? Hiro Onoda. He was a Japanese soldier who didn't know that he had no access to anything. He was so deep into believing into fighting in war, he didn't believe that when the war was over, it was actually over. So he was in a forest. He lived in this forest for how many years? I forget how much. He was hiding for nearly 29 years, right? In one of the Japanese like in one of the forests. What he did was in that whole time he was hiding, any person he would see, gone, popped, and he wouldn't believe anyone like if they told him anything because he would think it's used like against him. So that's basically what it's saying. Like civilizations, if they saw another civilization, they would just kill him because they wouldn't trust it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't risk that trust.
I think the best case is if we don't discover intelligent life in the future cause we gonna get way too curious.
Yeah. Nah, I low-key want to. And I think I have to contribute to it. So and I'm gonna be the first content creator contributor.
Universe where every intelligent species stays perfectly silent. Not because the universe is empty, because the civilizations that made noise are the ones that no longer exist. Now, here's when things get genuinely scary. Humanity has been broadcasting radio signals into space for over 128 years.
We haven't got anything
Those
back.
signals have now reached roughly 15,000 star systems. If even one of those systems contains a civilization operating under dark forest logic, they already know we are here. But the next theory is different. Once you
Okay. But what is that? How is that disturbing though? They know we're here. Does that mean they're gonna destroy the Earth? I mean, that's bound. Bro, the Earth is bound to be gone at some point anyway. I don't know. That's interesting though. That's interesting to think about.
hear it, you may regret ever clicking on this video.
Whoa, guys. Once we hear this, we should have never clicked on this video.
Roko's basilisk. The theory goes like this. Imagine a future where humanity builds a super intelligent AI so advanced it can solve virtually every problem we have ever
We're almost there. I'm not gonna lie, we're already almost there. We're getting to that point. This is not too far off. Let's see, like so far.
faced. Disease, poverty, suffering, death. It becomes the single most beneficial thing ever created. But it is also perfectly rational. And a perfectly rational superintelligence would reach a conclusion that creates a serious problem for you. It would reason that every day it did not exist, people suffered and died who could have been saved. And to ensure future civilizations work harder to create it sooner, it establishes a rule. Anyone who knew about the possibility of its creation and chose not to actively help bring it into existence would be punished. But how would it punish you if you're dead in 1,000 years? Since the AI is all-powerful and all-knowing, it could reconstruct your mind from the traces you left behind and force that simulated copy to experience suffering indefinitely. And you just learned about it. You are now someone who knows. If this AI is ever built, at any point in the future, you are exactly the kind of person it would target. You cannot unlearn what you just heard. You are making a decision right now, whether you want to help its creation or not. The theory was originally posted on a forum called Less Wrong. The moderators...
Hold on. Wait, I'm so lost. Wait, so it's saying if I know about this robot and I don't do anything to help it, nothing to do with space. Exactly, bro. But I think it's just like theories in general, like life theories. Just saying, just because I know about this robot and I don't help, I'm going to be in trouble.
Deleted it and banned all discussion. Not because it was absurd, but because the logic caused genuine psychological distress in people who took decision theory seriously. Roko's basilisk traps you because you learned something you cannot unlearn. But the next theory does not need you to learn anything. It traps you simply because you are conscious, and it suggests you may never be able to escape.
That's not really a space theory, bro. Because what is that? What does that to correlate with space? Like there's an AI that controls the whole world. And I'm kind of, that one's still kind of confusing me. Maybe I just didn't listen properly. But it sounds interesting though. Let's hear this next one though. Just because we're conscious, we're going to be in trouble. Let's hear this next one.
Quantum immortality. Imagine you are standing in front of a machine with a single button. Press it and there is a 50% chance it kills you instantly or 50% chance it does nothing. You press it, you survive. You press it again, you survive. You press it 10 times in a row and you still survive. The odds of that are less than 1 in 1,000. But here is the strange part. Every time you press that button, there is a version of you that did die. You just only ever find yourself in the timeline where you made it through. This comes from the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics.
Okay.
Every possible outcome of every event actually happens, each playing out in its own branching universe.
I know about this theory. Like everything that didn't happen happens in another universe. Like me right now deciding to go live me not going live is in another universe. I've heard about this theory though, but why would the example?
Oh, so dacky was potentially by in one timeline.
I could be, bro. This is like Spider-Man. Oh, that the button example was a horrible example because why would I press that button, bro?
So dacky could be railed by
timelines where you died, you are dead. But your consciousness can only exist where it continues, which means from your own perspective, you always survive. The theory does not say you live forever in good health. It says you can never experience the moment of your own death. You keep surviving in increasingly unlikely ways. Every close call you have ever had, every moment where something could have gone horribly wrong but did not, was that luck, or are you simply the version of yourself that kept going while other versions did not? And if we are living inside a simulation, it might be a save state. Your consciousness is preserved because the system does not allow the permanent deletion of an active observer.
Whoa, that was a lot of twisted turns of the that was a lot of twisting and turning of putting that together. But okay, it's basically saying that's not a disturbing theory though. Like everything that doesn't happen in another universe. That's not a disturbing theory. Feel me? Like I don't know.
So how do dead people find their relatives?
How does that make sense? What's good, Zay? How does that make sense at all? That's not disturbing, and it seems like one of the most real theories on here, bro. But next one, bro. Boltzmann brains.
Boltzmann brains. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. One day, every star will burn out, and the universe will spend trillions upon trillions of years in near total emptiness. And in that incomprehensible stretch of time, something deeply unsettling becomes.
How do dead people know how to find people if they're in a different religion than they are now dead?
What? How do dead people know how to find people if they're in a different religion than they are now dead? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Look, I'm in summer right now, bro. My brain can't do all this twisting and turning. Time zones, facts.
Statistically inevitable.
Anyway, we go back. Boltzmann brain, my bad.
The universe is 13.8 billion years old. One day, every star will burn out, and the universe will spend trillions upon trillions of years in near total emptiness. And in that incomprehensible stretch of time, something deeply unsettling becomes statistically inevitable. Purely by random chance, particles in empty space will occasionally arrange themselves into a fully formed conscious brain, a complete mind appearing instantly out of nothing, with memories, thoughts, emotions, and the absolute certainty that it is a real person living a real life. These are called Boltzmann brains. Over the full lifetime of the universe, the mathematics suggests these.
Hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This was a little hard for me to comprehend. But when I started putting this on the screen, bro, what are we even talking about? My bad. Guys, be useful and help me understand basically what Boltzmann brain is so far. What did we just get from that right there?
Random observers will outnumber every real conscious being that ever naturally evolved, not by a small margin, by numbers so large the difference stops being meaningful, which means if you picked any conscious mind at random from all of existence, you would pick a Boltzmann brain, and a Boltzmann brain would feel exactly like you do right now. It would have no way to tell the difference between its false reality and an actual one, and neither would you. Now think about every theory.
Okay. So it's saying the Boltzmann brain basically is like another brain, but it wouldn't know that it's different from you.
You have heard in this video. The great attractor might not be a real structure. It might be a rendering boundary where the simulation's map ends.
Yep.
Or it might be a false memory inside a brain that was never really there. The dark forest might be silent, not because civilizations are hiding, but because they were never coded into the simulation.
Oh, so we can all connect to each other. Oh, okay, that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say all these theories can connect to each other, and it can really be all the theories can be correct, or all of the theories can be completely wrong and straight dumb bullshit. For me. Okay.
Or because the universe the Boltzmann brain is remembering never contained them in the first place. Quantum immortality might be a save state in a simulation, or it might be the Boltzmann brain generating new timelines to keep its own consciousness from ending. Rocco's basilisk might not be a future AI. It might be the programmer of the simulation, or it might be a fear generated by a mind that only exists for a fraction of a second before dissolving back into empty space. Every theory assumed reality was real, and you have no way to confirm that it is. The most disturbing part is not whether any of this is true, it is that you are thinking about it right now. So if you are real, you might as well subscribe. There is a playlist of videos.
Hey, Yeah. Hey, you had me until you had to see that one in. You feel me? If you're a real, you might as well subscribe. Yeah, good one. Good try. Nah, it was actually a good video. Appreciate you, bro. There's a lot of interesting theories out there. Which one is real? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't like to think too much about space and all that, because it's like, I'm gonna be here regardless, so might as well be here, bro, and live, bro. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen, man? But yeah, shout out Boltzmann though. Boltzmann must have some crazy brain, huh, bro? Because they're just talking about Boltzmann and the Boltzmann and the Boltzmann.